no, you cannot do that, it's illegal, that's not considered as the right way of doing it. So on paper, that's the wrong way to do it. Hi everyone, this is Priya from Team It's Okay Yaar, and today we are very excited to kick off a new series, A Better Life on Dependent Visa, H4 and L2. The reason why we thought about creating this is, if you've been following It's Okay Yaar for the last 6-7 months, we've been creating a lot of guides on our website, we've been creating a lot of helpful content on Instagram, and volunteering in the US was one of the most popular guides, which is why we chose to speak about this topic for a second. Today we are going to cover 3 things that are going to be super important for people who are looking for volunteering options or have been waiting for their EADs. The first one being, why should you even volunteer in the US? Second one is around how USCIS thinks about volunteering. And third one, we are going to leave you with a ton of useful websites where you can find volunteering options in this journey. So let's begin with why you should volunteer in the first place. So if you are a dependent on an H4 visa, there is a high chance that before you become eligible to apply for your work permit, it might take you 2 to 3 years, because there is a process of your spouse having an I-140 before you can apply for your EAD. If you are in the category where your spouse already has their I-140 and you can immediately apply for your work permit, that's great. However, there is still a huge backlog right now, so it might still take you at least a year to get your work permit, and then a couple of more months to an extra year to actually find a job. All in all, I'm trying to say is, there's a high chance that it might be a 2 to 3 year gap before you're ready to enter the work field or you are going to find your first job in the US. That might sound a little scary, and we understand that because we've spoken to so many people on dependent visas, and really it's tough because you're lonely, you might have been doing a really lucrative job at a really high position in the country you're coming from, and now you really have to start from scratch. That feeling is not good. You're not making money, so that feeling of depending on someone and like really losing your independence in a foreign country can be scary. However, it's not all that bad if you are able to find things or do things in this time period that will actually help cover up some of those gaps that might show up on your resume. Volunteering is one of the better ways to do this today, and now I'm going to speak about the advantages of volunteering. First and the biggest advantage of volunteering is building your own network. You must have heard this by now, that it's very important to build your own network before you can crack a job in a foreign country. But how does one get started? Volunteering is a great way to do it because you get to meet people, and that meeting is a lot more authentic. There is a high chance that when you're volunteering in some of these organizations, you will come across people who are either who have been associated with that organization for a while and might be working in a company, which might eventually help you either get a referral or get your first initial job. You don't know what that might lead. The second one is you get to build your skills. That's going to be super, super important when you're trying to build your resume. How are you going to build those skills, right? The first and the most important one, let me give you an example of what that could be. Example, if you're coming from a technical background, you can choose to volunteer for an organization where you're helping them with their technical things. So for their SEO, building their website, doing any of those things will actually help you showcase that when you were in the foreign country, you had some exposure working with organizations and building those technical skills. If you come from a non-technical background, say you're in a marketing or a communication field, again, those options are available in volunteering organizations in the US. You just have to be a little bit more vocal about the kind of project that you end up picking up in that volunteering organization. The third and the biggest advantage is learning about the work culture here. Working in a new country can be daunting because cultures are very different and we might not think of it when we are moving to the new country. To give you a personal example from like my standpoint and the kind of field that I am in, I work for Google. I was working with Google in India. Google India, the work culture itself is very, very different from the culture in Google USA. right? And the big thing is it's just about how you initiate a conversation. In India, a lot of our conversations are very much about work. Here, however, it's really important to have some sort of a reference around what you did or what's going on, or the so-called small talk has to be incorporated in a very authentic way before you like initially get into the conversation. So as you start working and picking up these volunteering options, there is a chance that you will pick some of those skills, because again, we can read a ton of books, we can try to learn a lot of pointers, but unless we actually do it, we're never going to really understand what the work culture actually means. The fourth and the biggest one for anyone is that you're going to get to experience that sense of independence. Yes, you might not be making any money at this point, but you're building towards a future, you're building towards making your resume look better, and all in all, you are associating yourself with something which is going to be very, very meaningful and something that you believe in. So all in all, you'll get your sense of independence and experience it in a different way. Might not be monetary for the first couple of years, but trust me, you will get there soon. Now that we have covered the benefits of volunteering, let's talk about the legalities. We will keep this one simple. USCIS clearly says that before you get your work permit, you cannot work in USA. What that means is you cannot be compensated for anything that you are doing. What it also means is you cannot get hired by the same organization that you are volunteering with. And the third and the most important one is, and this one I'm just going to read it out so that we don't forget what it is. It is, as long as no compensation is involved and the opportunity is officially advertised as a volunteer position, the foreign national may participate. Okay? What that means is we want to make sure that position that you are going to be working on from a volunteering standpoint is actually a volunteering position. It cannot be an open role for a website developer and then you go ahead and try to volunteer. That is illegal. Okay, so just from a legality standpoint, find an organization that you believe in, try to find a project in that organization that you're passionate about or you can actually add value, and third, make sure you do not join that organization once you receive the work permit. Okay, so that's the legality of making sure that you are doing this in the right way. One more thing that we get a question around this all the time is, can I work for an organization back home in India and continue to get paid there? No, you cannot do that. It's illegal. That's not considered as the right way of doing it. So on paper, that's the wrong way to do it. The other piece, everything that we are telling you is based on our research, everything that we have read and understood. So please do not take this as a legal advice for you to pursue whatever you're looking to do. Now that you have stayed with me through this entire yarn process of why you should volunteer, the legalities around it, your very first question might be, where do I find these opportunities? What do I do? Right? So welcome to the last section of this video where I'm going to tell you about websites where you can actually find a volunteering option. The first one is Volunteer Match. What Volunteer Match helps you do is, it helps you find organizations in different sectors in your area, as well as they have some really great remote options if you're looking for volunteering opportunities based on non-technical backgrounds also, right? The second one is Catch a Fire. This one is super interesting because it helps you match with non-profit organization based on your strengths and skill sets. The third one is Taproot Plus. This is our personal favorite and we recommend this to a lot of people because they have an interview process. Well, that might sound scary, but when you actually go for a job hunt, this is going to be something that you will be experiencing. So why not get the flavor of what that process looks like through your first volunteer opportunity when you are searching for it. Now the last two, Create Something Good and Do Something.org. Again, these are great websites, help you understand what your skill sets are. Lots of organizations, many places, many opportunities. Definitely check them out. This is it, you guys. Thank you for staying till the end of this video with us. We have a very detailed guide on our website that we will link in the description box. We also create a lot of content on Instagram, so please follow It's Okay Yaar for educating, empowering and entertaining content. If you like this video, please hit that bell icon so that you get notified on a lot of other videos that we have lined up for you. Again, please like, share and subscribe. Happy volunteering, and remember, it's okay yaar, nothing is too tough. It's okay yaar.